The 80s and the 90s, Yamaha gave us such massive familiar names as Delta Box and Exile. In 1996, Yamaha gave us the YZF Thunderace, Yamaha's last roll of the dice of the FZR1000 base chassis. Little did we know though, however, that by the time this thing hit the shop floor, the R1 was already in development. So it was a bit of a damp squib and a bit of a stopgap really. So where does that leave the old Yamaha's big old bruiser in today's light? So it may have been Yamaha's last roll of the dice for the FZR1000. Base engine and chassis, but they did give us one thing new, and that was these bad boys here, the infamous blue spots. Now all you boys out there with your R1Ms and your MT10s with your gold spots, that's where these things come from. These are the granddaddies, and they still stop with two fingers, which was it was good then, and it's still good now. The 80s and the 90s did give us big things, like big round headlights in the front of the earlier Fireblades and the old ZXRs, and also the introduction of the old Fox Eyes, which is a personal favourite of mine. I quite like a bike with Fox Eye lights, CZX7R, etc. But Thunderace is no different, as he's stonking great big things in here. And a 180 section rear tyre. Oh my god, how awful, how old school, how archaic. However will we cope? Also being a bit of a throwback, we also get this little range here of analogue clocks with actual numbers on and needles. No flashing lights or anything, except for the indicator light of course, on down on the bottom on the idiot light section. But yes, analogue clocks all the way. And also this thing here, it's got a key. What you do is you do that, and it basically turns the ignition on. It's quite simple, very bulletproof and very old-fashioned, but it still works. On Yamaha's big old bruiser we also get this. This is the fuel tank, that's right. It is 21 litres worth of fuel capacity. It is massive between your legs, which sounds rather rude, but you know it's there. It's got a bit of a presence to it. It's not like this spindly wasp-wasted bikes of today. This is quite a bit of a width. So then, YouTube land, what do we think of the Thunderace? Well, if you haven't got a lot of money and but you want a big quick motorcycle, you could buy something else basically, like a knackered old Gixxer 750 or something like that. But let's face it, if you buy a knackered old Gixxer 750 for the price you're going to pay, something in around the region of like £1,500 to £2,000, that Gixxer is probably likely to have seen better days in the realms of being thrashed to death, as we like to say. So if you want to take a punt on something a bit more sturdier and a bit less popular, then the Thunderace could be your entrance into the world of big superbikes or big fast bikes. Hardly a superbike, is it? Not nowadays anyway. What with the price of 98 R1s going through the roof, if you get a 90, if you could probably buy something a couple of years later, like a 2000 Thunderace for example, see that thing behind me, then you'd be quids in with an absolute bargain of a bike. Buy one today. So then, the Yamaha Thunderace, is it an oldie but goodie, or is it a slab-sided 90s relic with flavours from the 80s just hanging on in there? Well, they're kind of cheap, so you know, it's probably, I think they're worth a gamble, to be honest. I've had that for 12 years. It's been a great load of fun, and I am actually kind of thinking of selling it, which again goes against my previous statement of that you can get them quite cheap. Every time I go for a ride on it, I do actually double think of my decision. A bit like where I'm filming this, to be honest. But every time I do actually go out on it after thinking about selling it, I do actually sort of second guess myself. It's such a hoot to ride, and it's really rewarding, and it is a bit of a laugh, and you don't see them anymore. And I can guarantee that when you do pull up into a bike car park and there's a load of bikes everywhere, you will be the only one on a Thunderace, except me if I'm there at the same time. If you do notice some kind of issue with the continuity in this video, that's because a lot of it was filmed last year, and just after the Adventure Bike Festival. And I did have some on-bike stuff, which was filmed with the camera which I smashed up in the in that random #1 video. There will be some more random videos coming up in the future as well on the channel, so keep an eye out for those. But like I say, when I do think about selling the bike, like I say, I do take it out for a ride, and it is a bit of a good laugh. Also, then I think again, and well, it is August. This is only the 3rd time I've ridden that bike this year, and it is August. So what do I do? Well, maybe this time next year, in August next year, I'll be saying the same thing, but who knows? But anyway, if you are after a cheap bike that's a bit of a 90s, and you are a bit of a 90s aficionado, I think the Thunderace is a bit of an underdog, so maybe take a look out for one, take it for a ride, see what you think. 1002 cc's, 140-ish horsepower. It is a bit of a 5-speed box though, so keep an eye out for that. It does catch you out when you're looking for 6th and there isn't one. But like I say, very rewarding bike to ride. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. It will be wicked sweet awesome, as the other chap says. I hope you have enjoyed the video, hope you've enjoyed watching it, and hope you've uncovered some secrets about the Thunderace which you didn't know before and might persuade yourself to buy one. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. Please do subscribe down below and give it a like and a thumbs up and all that comment, and even give it a comment below. I've spent most of my time stood here waiting for traffic to pass, like that. So anyway, I've got some other stuff to do. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.